So here we are in the control room at Humber College, first day of tracking horns, and it's such a dream having a full 914 with these glorious speakers, combination of ATCs and Genelecs, and just the ability to hear the horns and hear the parts come to life in immersive in real time has really just opened the creative palette and allowed for decisions to be made. Where instruments will be, what mic decisions need to happen, which combinations of room mics and various things will be appropriate for which layers, as well as just knowing what serves the arrangement best. Sometimes, even when we're tracking in stereo, for instance, the idea of doubling things and having more and more layers, there are times where you're kind of imagining the mix phase of what you'll do with it, and that happens even more so in immersive very commonly is, you're like, okay, I'll do this and then I'll do this with it later. I'll do this with it later. But the ability to just put it where it's going to be, experience the energy that it provides, and then make decisions on that has been amazing. So I'll take you on a little tour of the gear in here. So you got the speakers. The SSL is just actually being used for pre's a lot of times because of the immersive nature of the routing in Pro Tools. We're actually keeping that stuff pretty mouse-based. But I'll bring you over to some of these racks. Today we have Trumpet through the Flea 49, through this incredible Hazelrigg Industries VLC, with a little bit of compression on the VNE. Very gentle though, because I want to maintain their dynamics. Then on this side, we've got the Alto and the Tenor going through a Fearn VT2. So all of the condenser mics for the horns, the close mics, are being given that sort of Fearn tube, valve tube treatment. Then everything else, the full array, is all Millennia, which is working really well. We've got a touch of Pultec on the two horns just to give the 67s just a little bit of punch. And that's the room. So I'll bring you into the live floor and give you a sense of what we decided. So for the purposes of capturing the horns, the goal is still very much to have a close, intimate capture of their sound. The nature of the record is, each day we're setting up mics according to the nature of the parts, the arrangement, the purpose of those parts, what they're supposed to do to serve the immersive orchestration. And so the horns, I still wanted close capture. So we have Coles and 67s on the two saxophones, and then a Flea 49 and a beautiful RCA 77 DX on the trumpet. Warm, lush sounds, but also very high fidelity, very clear, and true to the tonality of the instruments. But then for the room, what we really want in this space for these instruments, when you hear these three horns up here, they fill the space. There's a glorious sense of reverb. This room has a pretty quick and natural decay. It doesn't really bloom for a long stretch of time, but there's glorious early reflections in here. And so the array up here is M149s in a sort of deca formation in Omni, and then M150s making a 5-channel array, which is just giving us beautiful sense in there. It's not that, it's creating, the horns are still being presented up front when they're being captured in this way. But what I've found in there is just even listening, even if it's the most subtle amount of spatiality, it just feels when I'm standing in the control room that I'm standing in here. I'm hearing the instruments and all of their blend and not just this small focused part of them. Really, really special opportunity. And again, to be able to hear it in real time has been fantastic. The other thing that we've done is in the corners here, 4006s, the DPAs, I built a box which are feeding the height channels. And so again, just really decorrelated information, just trying to capture the ambience of the room. And it's even when the horns are up front, they're still giving this sense of glue that feels really natural in there. So that's day one. That's how we set up for the horns, and it's sounding good.